activism, and I always have my three little points here. So, one is rituals create stability amid change, right? And that's something that we need while all of this is going on, right? There's so much upheaval, right? But I'm a person who is like, destruction leads to rebuilding, right? But having some type of ritual, whatever that looks like, creates stability amidst the change. Two, rituals foster connection and community. Three, rituals remind us of our purpose. So let's get into this. If you follow me for a while, or you know now or not, I'm going to tell you I was raised Irish Catholic, right? Roman Catholic, to be specific. Tells us soup tea is a ritual for rest and healing. Exactly, right? One thing I will say is that even to this day, I love the idea of mass, right? It's beautiful, the smells, the sounds, the predictability of it, right? And I think that that is very much why church has felt like such a community for many people, is because while everything else is wild and out of order, this is going to stay the same. The call and response, the hymnals. There goes the sick shady baby. All of those things. So it kind of feels like this level of comfort that comes to you. Uh, Please go back and lay down and finish your crackers and let me do this. Okay, well, go back and lay down with your movie. Bye. So, with that, like rituals creating stability is like for me, I get up in the morning. Cole says hi, sweetie. She says hi. I'll get up in the morning, wash my face, brush my teeth, do my shaking machine, set my tea. All of those things are rituals. They're things that you could depend on while everything else is chaotic, right? So it is super important that while you're doing this work, right, and everything becomes new, all your learning, all your unlearning, um, all the chaos that's happening, that you create something that's for you. It doesn't have to be super woo woo. I'm not saying go get some candles and some incense and do the things. That may not be where you're at, right? A ritual for you maybe simply getting up in the morning, being intentional about having your tea. This may be your ritual, right? The 100 days of community. Whatever you do before you log on at 9:30. Well, 9:30 my time. It may be different times elsewhere. Somewhere over there. And please let me have some space while I'm working. That could be a ritual, right? So here's what I said. In ever evolving work of activism, rituals offer grounding and consistency, helping individuals and groups stay focused and connected. As an example, a mutual aid group starts each meeting with a land acknowledgement and a moment of silence for those impacted by the issues they're addressing, right? This can change the entire tone of your day, of your meeting, of your life, really. About how you go into something, right? Uh, Wiping your feet at someone's door is a ritual. Taking your shoes off at the door is a ritual. Hanging your coat up, your hat. How you do things on a regular basis can be a ritual. It's about creating that sacredness, that divinity within, and saying, this is what I'm doing with intention, not just mindlessly. Some of us do things because we've gotten so used to it that it's become a habit. And that's not the same as ritual. Ritual is intentional. It is the intentional thing that we do to hold space for something. Like I said, with the land acknowledgement, to turn around and say, okay, well, I'm here on Cree land, and I want to acknowledge the treaties that were broken here, the enslavement that has happened here, the exploitation that has happened to poor bodies, however that looks like for you, right? Making those acknowledgments, sitting with that for a moment, giving space to that, putting energy into that is considered ritual. And when you do that every single time with intention, that's a ritual. And that's the difference between a habit and ritual. Habits are mindless. They're just things that we do because we've always done them, sometimes without even questioning. Ritual is something that we do with intention. Two, rituals foster connection and community. Rituals bring people together and create shared experiences, fostering deeper bonds and collective identity within activist communities. A lot of my examples right now are about activist communities because many of the people that have come here to me are either regular activists or budding activists or trying to be, right? And what we have to understand is that life is political. If you're building community, you're an activist, you're an advocate, you are doing that work. Hold on, it says my internet is unstable. Okay, there we go. So I put as an example, a group holds monthly potlucks to share foods, stories, and reflections, creating space for connection beyond work meeting, right? This is one way that you could turn your people that you're doing work with into a different kind of community, right? Because just as you show up to do things like if you have a running group and you're like, you know what, I'd like to get to know these people deeper, better, right? Outside of this one thing that we do together, this is one way that you could create community. Hey, during one of our meets, do you think that we could slate off some extra time, have a potluck, get together, talk about things, see if we like each other outside of this hobby that we have together? That could be an option. One of those meetings with your, your social justice advocates, you could turn around and say, okay, one of these meetings a month is going to be 30 minutes agenda and getting ready for the next month. And the next 30, 45 minutes is going to be communing with food. Food is such a beautiful connection. When people are starting their decolonization journey and they come to me for assistance, I tell them to start with food and music. Such a beautiful way to get in touch with your culture. Such a beautiful, and your body will remember. It will remember the foods, right? Like your indigenous foods, because we're all indigenous to somewhere. Your body will respond to it, to the scents, to the smells. Cole says we release oxytocin when we eat too. All of that, right? Like eat with your hands, get back in touch with your body, nourishing. Listen to music of your people in their language. It is beautiful, right? Because there is a knowing, there's an inner gnosis. I want us to remember that. There is a remembrance. That is the reconnection journey. Do not listen to it to try to translate it. Listen to it to just experience it, right? So you guys could do something like that within your group, right? Like I said, 60K and below is on here, and they have the eager community, and it's European Americans gathering. I can't remember all of it, but it's literally about like white Americans really trying to do a reconnection journey and gaining that support from other white Americans. A great place to be, right? They could even, sorry, they could even implement something like that, right? Once a month, we're going to do something from one culture. We're going to try Lithuanian food. We're going to try Albanian food. We're going to do Irish food, German food, music, and these things will reconnect you to your people, right? Those are rituals because again, it's being done with intention. If you don't have a community yet and you want to start that, I tell people to start it in their home once a week. Sit down to dinner with your people, with your family, make a meal of your people with music playing in the background. You want to get super woo with it and in touch with your ancestors. I don't know how politically correct this is, but there's something called a dumb dinner, right, where it's mute. But you set a plate aside for your ancestors, right? And you do that, and you light a candle, and the food is there, and you invite them to your table. That depends on how far down your journey you want to go, but definitely within your own.